Today, I'm sharing with you 5 tank destroyers to boost your win rate. These tank destroyers have their own hidden tricks, and by playing them in a specific way, which I'm going to show you, you are going to win more games than you would expect. We are starting with an absolute monster, the British Tier 6 88. This tank has the highest DPM on its tier when equipped with the Tier 5 75mm gun. Despite having awful penetration, it's a stock gun after all. We have 3.6 thousand DPM, and this is what you can do with it. Wait! No way! No way! This cannot be real! What is this thing? Playing 88 with the stock gun can be super fun, but lack of penetration will make it incredibly hard while you are bottom tier. So make sure to switch to the top gun once you have enough experience. And I'm glad I did, because this happened. What is it? Why am I all the way at the bottom, bro? Facing 2 tiers higher opponents, you might be thinking that we are doomed. But 88 is hiding a couple of tricks up his sleeves. I'm just going to literally stand still just to see where the team is going. Equipped with a turbocharger, 88 can only reach 25 km per hour. And in this battle, we are the slowest tank. Trying to chase my teammates, I am guaranteed to be left behind. That's why I took my time at the beginning to understand my team's deployment. Now we can clearly see that we will have only 2 heavy tanks and SU-130 PM holding off the east. Alright, I knocked one more tree for SU. He might be very useful later, so let's make sure that he is not going to die, yeah? With most of our team pressuring the underside of the map, we just have to win as much time as possible by holding off whatever enemy throw at us here. Preparing for the worst, I decided to create myself a cover by knocking these trees down, should I need them later in the game. Okay, I'm in the position. The 88, the Viper Slayer. With the number advantage, enemies started to play very aggressive. Our goal right now is to bleed them as much as possible. SU, we got this.
Thanks.
They're all dead here, guys. They're all dead. What do you see? You see 3 tier 8 tanks? I see 3 tier 8 kills. You shall not pass. Despite being an underdog in this battle, using the cover of the tree, we can provide assistance both for our artillery and SU-130 PM. Minus? It ain't over, boys. We already have 1k combiner. Arty. Miss. Another. Stun. Enemies finally pushed forward, with SU-130 covering from Why did SU push forward? What? I knocked trees for you, bro! Double RT. I used medkit and I got shot by the next RT instantly. What about our communication coordination, bro? Why did he push forward, man? And Artie is focusing the strongest tank, of course. Bro, please leave me alone. Stop it, Artie! I got him! We better suck it, man! It's just 88! It's just 88! It's the 88! The 88! Hehehe! You gotta be kidding. With this artillery shot, we are now left with 278 HP. This means we are most likely to be a one-shot for most of the enemy tanks. Any mistake from now on and we are sent to Valhalla. We have to be careful. Imagine having a SSU sitting at the back. One of many, guys. One of many. Not the first stun, not the last one. Wait, unspotted? He has small gun! By the sound of his shot, I realized he's using the small gun, which means there is a slim chance he won't finish us in one hit. With Artie on reload, this might be our only window. I'm going to take the risk and go for the kill. Guys, I'm holding the corner! Hold this, man! Guys, I got him locked and loaded. One of many. One of many, guys. But why does my team keep pushing forward? They cannot go. They cannot cross this position. As long as we have control over this peninsula, enemies will have no chance of crossing. But our teammates just kept pushing forward. Meantime, another heavy tank got spotted near our base. But being one-shot for tier 8 VK that lurks somewhere around, we can't just charge forward to protect our base. First, we need an information. The second this guy gets spotted, I should get... Okay, Govika is getting game down. We need to kill the VK.
Moving to cover your
You guys think we can win this? We need to kill the VK 3001P. Crossing this open field, I just pray we don't get spotted. Otherwise, artillery will eat me alive. Oh, crucial mistake. Artie! Please! And now juke! And now forward! And now backwards! Ha! Okay. Wait, 3 minutes left actually. Ooh. We might have to make a move, man. Having successfully defended the swarm of attacking enemies, it's now our turn to push. Time to charge down the middle. Emil is full HP! We can do this! Nah, if we're losing this, bro, we should uninstall. Might actually be the time to charge down the middle, bro. Ha! We have the same idea. Geniuses think alike! Okay, 2 minutes left. Do you guys think in 2 minutes I can make it there to kill the archer? Racing against the clock, I sprinted straight towards the enemy. With Emil clearing the other side of the map, the enemy is now encircled. Unlucky. 56 seconds full HP. Emil is capping the base. This is criminal offense. He's capping the base. Brother, they are right here. I'm gonna die to Artie, guys. Shit. Emil!
Requesting support.
Emil! There is not enough time to cap. In a video about boosting you in raid, it would make sense to show only victories. But looking back, we stood our ground against tier 8s, held the flank and gave them no room to breathe. All of that with just a tier 6 tank. That's a victory in my book. 88 can be incredibly powerful when played right, even against higher tier opponents. But now I want you to imagine what this beast can do when it's top tier. Our next tank on the list is the Soviet tier 7 Su-101, and I've got 3 reasons why it deserves your attention. First, the armor. When side scraping around corners like this, we hide our weak upper and lower plates and present our thick side armor with 230 to 240 millimeters of effective armor. That's more than enough to bounce shots and take control in city fights. You will have to learn to protect your weak hull, otherwise it's an easy pen, as you will see here. But if you will manage this, you will find yourself loving these close range fights. Second, the speed. With a base of 54 km per hour and up to 60 km per hour with the turbo and cruise skills, we outrun all of the heavies on the tier. For context, some of the fastest tier 7 heavies barely break 40 km per hour. That means we can always beat them to key position and maybe even punish them with a few early shots before they get settled. Third, the meta. The top 5 most played TDs at this tier all lack armor. What that means is that most likely these tank destroyers are going to be playing careful at the back. But while they camp, we take the front line. And in this game, look, enemy has Govica and they have Scorpion. One of them wasn't even spotted to begin with, and another one is playing very careful. And this right here is the solution to boost your win rate. We are gonna be playing armored tank destroyers and get map control for our team. Just what's the potential on this thing? Bro, it's object to 6-8 before on the level 7. In this situation, I've noticed that Juno is pushing out Churchill out of the cover. That's why I decided to spare the Churchill and focus the Juno. Feeling sorry for this poor Churchill, I opened up my sight for him. I thought maybe those extra shots of damage will make the whole situation taste a little less bitter. And while we were talking, I managed to scrap somehow nearly 4000 damage as a tier 7 in a couple of minutes. Guys, are you sure I'm playing tier 7, not like tier 9 against tier 7s? How do I have 4k damage? By bringing our Su-101 into the heavy brawl, we overwhelmed the enemy. Now, with the numbers on our side, it's time to hunt the weak snipers' DDs. They can be deadly, but only when they've got teammates spotting for them. And, of course, space to maneuver. That's exactly why I play armored tank destroyers to win map control. It forces sniper TDs to fall back and keep falling back until there is nowhere else to run. If you will get a Su-101 and play it enough to unlock field mods, here's what I recommend. And you can use this template for any assault tank destroyers in this video. And since SU-101 has poor view range, but amazing camo, I recommend a second loadout for open maps like Malinovka or Prokhorovka with optics, vents, and low noise exhaust. That way, you are basically a scout with nearly 50% stationary camo.
4.8k damage, I cannot believe it.
Our next tank is the British Tier 9 Tortoise, that holds the crown as the king of DPM at its tier. With my setup using just Bone Gun Rammer, we are rocking 4,500 DPM. And that's, gentlemen, a mouse and a half worth of damage per minute. With such firepower, all you need is good positioning and you will be able to take numerous enemies at once. And as you may already noticed, right now on this flank we only have Object 268 and myself. But we are not going to run away and we will keep map control for our team.
Okay guys, I have not been spotted. And it was only 268 that is spotted. So I'm going to stay outside of proxy range and bait him in.
By purposely not getting spotted, we are waiting for the Object 268 before to make a mistake. Now, left against the Tiger, I want to lock him in place to make sure he isn't running away. With just 5 seconds reload, we are able to double track majority of the tanks in our game. Sometimes I would even waste a shot to track enemy without damage, force them to use the repair kit and then track them again and lock them in place. Despite how fun Tortoise is, it comes with its own challenges, and after this game I'm going to give you a couple of tips to make it work. Track! Track! Oh, bro, I love this tank, man. Just like this, we managed to kill 3 enemy tanks by tracking all of them. And we are not stopping here. Track! Track! How many tracks did we do in this game? As promised, here are a few tips to make the Tortoise work. If you are caught in the wrong position with this tank, it becomes an easy target, especially when enemies load gold. But here is how I do it. The Tortoise shines with its DPM. We can fire 2 shots for every one from the enemy, sometimes even more. To take advantage of that, we need hard cover, like this windmill. We need it to hide our giant cupola. Right now, we have to pick right side cover to be safe from the RT, and we are exposing our cupola first. But if angled just right, like I am doing, our cupola is in cover and we only show parts of the armor that are angled so hard, it's impossible to pen.
That's the power of the Tortoise, guys. That's the power of this tank. Went in, lost all of the HP, kill everyone.
In the previous example, we were picking right side cover and were exposing our cupola. In this battle, I thought that okay, I'm going to get in this position and I will be picking left side cover. But now I am fighting cooldown M48 Patton that has like 350mm of pen. For him, my tank has no armor. That's why I will stop picking against him and force him to get closer. Remember, our advantage is our DPM. We want to put 2 shots for one of the enemies. Seeing as I'm on reload, Patton is making a crucial mistake. Here I was trying to lock him in place, but unfortunately missed my shot. With Conqueror pressuring these mediums from behind, Patton has no choice but to push forward to escape the crossfire. We managed to win the fight against Patton because we were fighting on our own terms. Another weakness of Tortoise is low caliber. Tanks like Asteri become a problem when looking towards you, and you can only pen them in cupola. That's why I recommend you using AHE rounds to shoot Asteris. Even if you miss your shot and hit the hull, you're going to do some damage. But if you hit the cupola, you get the maximum out of it. Our next tank is going to be my newly discovered affection, Object 263.
Enemy armor is damaged. Track hit. Ready to fire.
Whoa! Nah! Out of all of the tanks in this list today, Object 263 is the hardest to play. We have unreliable armor, massive lower plate, and gun that isn't very trusty. If that wasn't enough, we only have -4 degrees of gun depression. So map like this, where most of the fights are happening on the ridge lines, is a nightmare. But I've got a plan.
You know what? Guys, I can always go and join if my team is fighting there. If there is a lot of enemies, I can always join. But if the enemies are gonna be playing here aggressive and they go for a flank, in that case, we are doomed. So I'll stay here for a time being.
And it didn't take long for the enemies to arrive. And now, using the bush that we just created, we can shoot Tiger Mouse unspotted. This is amazing, as we are not going to scare away potential teammates that are going behind Tiger Mouse. Seeing the positive score and realizing that we are up on HP, I thought this game is going to be over, and I decided to play as aggressive as I can on 2 enemies that are in front of me. But with the Luva dying, I am now in a 1 versus 2. Meantime, enemies overwhelmed another side and soon to be coming my way. We have to kill this budget and get ready to receive the push. Left with only 600 HP, I am now one shot for this T-30. We absolutely cannot make a mistake. But at the same time, if we play passive and let T-30 close up the distance, he's going to take the shot and send us back to the garage. And that's why we want to bleed him on his way towards us. T-30 seems to be playing careful, probably because our Scorpion G was spotted here not long ago. He's long gone now, but T-30 has no way of knowing that. Because of this brief moment of hesitation, we managed to connect another shot for free.
No! I shot his gun. He took my gun out, guys.
As you can see, Object 263 is a hard tank to play. I would only recommend to experienced players looking for a fun tank with a little bit of a challenge. I think the main problem of Object 263 is unreliable armor. These are the battle hits from another game where I got shot in the weak spots. And this penetration on the top of the engine deck is the biggest problem. If you are fighting tall enemies in close combat, they are going to overmatch you there all the time. This is why you have to pick enemies you want to fight wisely. Using the speed of the Object 263 and great frontal armor, you become an excellent rammer. Despite having many weak spots, enemies first need to know about them, and second, hit it. That's why I recommend you try and face hug all the lights, mediums, and turretless tank destroyers. They will have an extremely hard time dealing with you. And do you know what's the best part about it? If you decide that you want to play SU-101, Object 263 is just a bigger brother. Much like the Tortoise, a bigger brother of 88. So by deciding to grind any of the lower tiers that I suggested, you can expect fun tier 9 regardless. And this brings us to our last tank in the list, that is, in my opinion, the best tank destroyer to boost your win rate. American tier 9 T95. While playing T95, I discovered a trick that I've never seen anyone use or even talk about. With it, I managed to get an 85% win rate. I will show it to you a little bit later, but honestly, it's kinda broken. In the meantime, let me show you how to play T95 to dominate and win games. This part of the map is often a choke point, but using insane armor and HP pool of T95, I'm going to push forward, soak up the damage, and hope that my teammates will follow the lead. Yeah, and look, already running, guys. This is the power of T95. Where you think you're going? Where you think you're going? Now? Yeah. Blocking shots. Making it hard for him. Whoop! Easy peasy, guys. Is there an easier tank to play on tier 9 than this? Not only did we open up a flank that would have been a stalemate for a long time, we also secured 3000 damage while taking just a single shot in return. And this is the power of T95. Just roll in, take hits, and break through the flank, freeing your teammates to charge down the sniping tank destroyers. When playing the T95, always think, where can I go to help my team gain map control? And don't be afraid to go first. A T95 that knows what's doing and isn't scared of taking a few shots is the kind of teammate everyone dreams of. You know, guys, I love this tank, but I hate one very big problem with it. Can you guess what it is? And by the way, if you're saying speed, get out of here. Get out of here. What else can you expect from a tank with this much armor? What I hate is that there are way too little enemies. I run out of tanks to shoot. There are too many green tanks, too little red. There was a time when I used to hate the T95 because of its speed. In fast-paced games, it felt like you never get a chance to shoot. And while that might be true sometimes, I think I found a solution for that. In this game, even as the slowest tank on the battlefield, I will stay ahead of an entire team. What fascinates me about the T95 is how completely different it plays from any other tank. Normally, you would want to avoid risk, wait for the enemies to make mistakes, and only push when you have the advantage. But the T95 is the advantage. With this tank, you push straight into the enemy lines and quite literally scare them away. If you find yourself struggling in T95, getting left behind by faster tanks or missing out on damage, I recommend playing aggressive. By throwing yourself at the enemies, you become the first to deal damage. Your team will wait for the enemies to fire and only then move in. But as long as there are enemies, usually nobody dares to push. That's exactly when you, in your slow T95, can make your move. Just drive past the leftovers, leave the cleanup to the crew behind you, and use that moment to get a head start towards the next fight. T95's unique strength lies in the ability to boldly push through danger zones, areas typically avoided because they are exposed to tank destroyer fire. While other tanks might hesitate and take their time to get the grasp of the situation. But T95 can take these risky rounds to close the distance on the enemies way ahead of the team. Throughout the game, we played super aggressively, relying on our armor to take risks and push through open area. We led the entire team, acting as the spearhead of the attack. This is how you want to play T95. Just hold W. Another example of how strong T95 is happened when I played in the platoon. If my team would want to cross this opening, they would have to expose their side armor to sniping tanks. That's why I just went forward, made enemies fire at me, and in the meantime, my teammates crossed safely. And it is in this battle where I was able to use my secret technique for T95, not only to dominate the corners, but also to create a cover for the teammate behind me. In this moment here, I realized that maybe my gun is blocking Minotauro. That's why, once I'm on reload, I'm going to raise my gun and let Mino use my armor.
Nice. Bro, it works! This trick works! Minotaur is shooting above me.
But there is a little more to just the cover that you create for your teammates. By peeking like this, you expose your gun mantling, which allows you to spot enemies around the corner. And peeking like this, you literally cannot be taking damage, meaning whatever is on the other side is going to bounce eventually. But seeing that VK wasn't going to shoot, I went forward with a little bit of wiggle and catch his 350 hit pen with my track. With a couple of tricks, we are winning this flank and later this game. We baited enemies to shoot at us to let our teammates cross. We were using this secret technique and managed to kill 2 tier 10 super heavies. My friends, I hope you enjoyed my selection of tanks, as well as a couple of tips. If you enjoy my content and want to support the channel, please subscribe. According to YouTube, over 50% who watches my videos are not subscribed yet. This is the easiest way to show your appreciation and motivate me to make even better videos. Thank you so much for watching. We are going to see you in the next one.